is enough, and it's time for a change.
Are you ready?
It is Sunday, and you're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Give me a hell yeah! Get some love! Woo, yeah!
With Kinny Killa.
Hey, yo! We're in the big D tonight, baby! And we are live! Woo!
I'm the gal them sugar should.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be! Cause that's the bottom line! The Stone Cold said so!
Oh, son of a bitch, if you just heard the glass shatter, that's right, it's the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, episode 170, and I am the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one man with no Instagram, Kinny Killa. That's right, people, it is your boy, and I am not on my own. I have the Snapchat extraordinaire all the way from Philly. It's my boy, it is the Nature Boy Fame Black.
I haven't been on the podcast in so long, so it feels appropriate to say, finally, the fame has come back to Sunday Segue.
That's a nice introduction, man. Mighty
I
fine,
thought
nice
so.
introduction.
I don't get to do that often. So.
I know. I mean, Segheads, just in case you don't know, even though this is the first time in a while Fame has been on, obviously the Segway TV, and but we do talk a lot anyway outside of this show, so just know, we good boys, man. We boys. We all good.
I'm so mad that, I mean, I understand that you have a wife and everything, or a soon-to-be wife and everything, but I hate the fact that you're getting married now, because I bought the hotel room. I booked the hotel for WrestleMania. It's a villa that sleeps 8 people, and I'm like, yo, who could I fill this up with that's gonna be the bombest WrestleMania experience? And I was like, I couldn't do it without Kenny. And I was like, it would take off, he could just pay for his ticket and his airfare. He wouldn't need to worry about damn you and your wedding and getting married.
I know, man. It's hard out here, man. We're trying to make the money, trying to make that paper, but not enough. Not enough.
Don't worry. If I get rich within the next 5-6 months, I'm gonna just pay for both of you guys to come.
No, that'd be sick. I did say to my missus about it, and she goes, "Well, why don't you invite him to your stag? See if he comes over for the stag."
Oh yes.
And I said, "Oh yeah."
Wait,
I said,
stag is bachelor party, right?
That's the one. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so there. I will totally come over. I got my passport ready.
It wouldn't be here anyway. I doubt it'll be here. My best man's sorting it, but we'll probably go abroad somewhere. So we'll probably be somewhere in Europe. Like, so if you got 3 years, bro. Well, 2. You got 2 years. So.
I'll put that. I'll open that account tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 4th of July. So.
But yeah. So we'll see where we are in 2 years, and then the invitation's there, bro. So because some way, somehow, whether it's at the stag or whether it's after that, because obviously once we get married, I'm coming to WrestleMania. I'll be there. So me and Shugs will be there. So don't worry. There's one way or another. I'll be 2 years or the year after, whatever.
We'll get it.
We'll get there.
Done.
We'll get there. All right, guys. Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. Make sure you check out our website. That's sundaysegwaypodcast.wix.com/Sunday Segue. Also, make sure you check us out on Twitter. That's at Sunday Segue. Segue spelled SEGUE. Also, make sure you check me out. That's at Kinny Killa. That's KILLA. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on iTunes, Podomatic, Stitcher. Don't forget to download that Double Twist player. Right, I want to give a shout out to our business partners in crime, Max Wrestling Podcast, Max Wrestling Magazine. It is coming back in August with the interview with DDP. So make sure you check out that issue. Also, today will be the final part of the DDP interview, so make sure obviously you stay tuned for that. I want to give a shout out to BOC Nation, Swerve Talk fame. There you go. It's been a hot minute for that. I'm gonna give a shout out to our sponsors as well. Our sponsors, Custom Wrestling Figures, where you can get any wrestling figure custom made for you. You could get a wrestling figure of Adam Cole. You can get a wrestling figure of Adam Page. You can get a wrestling figure of Adam Bomb. You can get a wrestling figure of yourself done. Just make sure you go onto Twitter. Make sure you go to Custom Wrestling Figures on Twitter, and make sure you quote Sunday Segue for the promo. Definitely. Could you imagine
I can make a Fame Black wrestling figure.
There you go. There you go. Accompanied by his mobile phone for Snapchat.
Right.
Also,
awesome.
Also, our new sponsor, Courage Clothing Line, who give 25% of proceeds to Bristol-based mental health charity Bristol Mind. So make sure you check them out. We have linked up in partnership with them now. I want to give a shout out to Craig Gilbert, good cause. So make sure you check them out. The new t-shirt is going to be out soon. The pre-order is out now, so make sure you get it and support mental health charity Bristol Mind. Okay, here we go. Let's kick straight into it. The question thing for this show is, has WWE lost the art of being able to tell a story? Not any story, but a compelling story to where we as the wrestling fans are fully into. We're talking Eddie Guerrero winning the title, we're talking Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior, we're talking Jake the Snake and Randy Savage, all of those kind of things.
No, I don't think that they've lost it. It's not something that you can. It has to be authentic, all right? You can write the greatest storyline in the world, but if you got two workers that just don't have the right amount of chemistry, or whatever they do, it could be on them. It's not going to work. You know what I mean? When you're talking about Hogan and Andre the Giant, when you're talking about stuff like that, when you're talking about Daniel Bryan, is a storyline. They held him down, all this stuff. He won at WrestleMania 30. That's a compelling storyline. That was only 2 years ago. I feel like it comes up because the Roman Reigns storyline is not compelling. But I feel like the Shield storyline is compelling. Seth Rollins is there. Dean Ambrose is the champ. They're always there's a lot of stuff going on and you don't understand, but they're all three of them. Their destinies are linked together, and I think that tells a wonderful story. You look at it 20 years from now, if they're still wrestling, and they're closing out their careers, and it's the three of them. You can see they start together, they debut together, they have matches against each other, with each other, because some of them are gonna reunite at some point. They're gonna be faces together, they're gonna be heels together, and when it all comes through, that's gonna be a very compelling story, and it's gonna be satisfying. I don't think they lost it at all. You just can't count on it. They can't make one. They can't generate one just cause. But they can still do it.
Okay, well, the reason why I bring it up is because I've been listening to Steve Austin, and he's had Vince Russo on, and Vince Russo, his view is that he doesn't feel WWE, or doesn't feel some wrestling nowadays in general does not tell a compelling story, and this all came out from the Will Ospreay Ricochet match. So I wanted to ask you the question, and also Sekez, what do you think about this? Can you please make sure you comment, either send in an email or comment on the YouTube one. Just make sure you let us know what your thoughts on whether WWE has lost the art of telling a compelling story. Thanks for that, Fame. I just got some comments from Shugs. Shugs was meant to be on the show today, but his ass got fucked up last night. On the back of Wales being into the semi-finals of the Euro 2006 tournament. 2016 tournament. So
2006, damn, he's been partying a long time.
So his comments are, my comments for the show: fuck Roman Reigns. That's it. That's all he said. So thanks, Shugs, for your compelling message and comments. So let's talk about Roman Reigns.
What's compelling?
Roman Reigns, WWE addressing Roman Reigns under suspension, 30-day suspension. There's a lot of controversy going into this because WWE knew about it before the pay-per-view and yada yada yada, and they fixed it to a point where he can make sure he can finish in time to go to the pay-per-view. So we thought, Monday's coming. Are they going to address it some way, somehow? Are they going to do an injury angle, yada, yada, yada? But what they did is they sent Rollins out there, and Rollins just ripped into Roman Reigns. Now, was this, what's your thoughts on this? And not only that, was this a risk by WWE? Because they're trying to push this guy as the main guy in the company, and sending Rollins out there to take the piss and kind of just rip him to shreds is something that the WWE fans loved. So your thoughts on the situation and whether it was right for them to address it the way they did.
All right. One, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a step back. When people are talking about storytelling and stuff like that, and it all comes from Ricochet and Will Ospreay. And here's the thing: it's like those kind of matches are, they don't have enough selling, so to speak, or whatever, for a classic regular match. But they do have this kung fu like feel. I feel like I'm watching a kung fu movie. They're not selling either. You just ba ba ba, wacha wacha ba ba ba, and they just keep going back and forth. That's gonna sound real stupid audibly, but I was doing the moves and everything. I have to say that because they don't know. Man, like you flip. You're saying it's a hit, counter hit. it never stops. You look at the Matrix. That's good kung fu, and at the end there was a winner and there was a loser. Not necessarily, oh, someone's not selling it properly. That's still a good story. Moving forward. I just had to finish that up because it's bothering me. But yeah, going back to Roman Reigns and this thing, I like that. I like that they addressed it on TV. I like that they had the character Seth Rollins. He would do something like that. That's his character, is to come out and ram Roman Reigns for doing it. Then Dean came out and said, hey, he made a mistake. He made a mistake. I don't give a fuck, really. And that's Dean Ambrose's character perfectly. Here's the thing. We're not stupid. We all have Twitter. We're all on WWE.com. We're all on Facebook. We're all on WWE Instagram. When Roman Reigns got suspended, I think it's best to, he's injured. We go for this. This is the reality era. They want to address the fans. Like, they troll us. Like, Chris Jericho tweeting that he's playing Rock Band with his kids right before he comes out to the Royal Rumble. Okay, that's all right. You play me one way. Now don't play me the other way. Yeah, you don't know why Roman Reigns is injured. No, he violated the wellness policy. I saw it on Twitter. He admitted it on Twitter. So let's talk about it. I like that.
Yeah, I was surprised that they actually went there, but again, I wasn't surprised, and I was glad that the way that they did, do it straight off the bat, straight away. And the best person to do it is obviously, Rollins, to get heat on Rollins, or get him over or whatever. So I thought that was good. The problem I have now, right? This is where I don't like this side of the business. Now WWE are doing a 24 fucking special, Road to Redemption 24 for Roman Reigns. How much do you want to use a situation like this where he fucking let people down, right? He let people down, and then you're going to put this into a thing to market it to get him over. Like, what's your views on it, man? Because I just think it's like I find it sick.
If they don't tell me what he took, I'll be disappointed. Okay. Because I thought about this. When I first saw the news of this 24 thing. Because the wellness policy is not cut and dry. There are things that are perfectly legal to buy that are illegal to take for the wellness policy. Also, you can fail your wellness policy not by taking something, but by failing a physical, having your cholesterol be too high. There are things like that. That list is very, very meticulous. And I couldn't blame anybody for slipping through the cracks. If it was an accident, I can understand. Okay, all right, we're going to market this. We're going to say he made a mistake. Could be about nutrition health and nutrition awareness. But if he snorted his nostril full of cocaine, then no. What the hell is wrong with you? I don't want to be like Roman Reigns now. Maybe I want to know where he got some of that coke. I don't want to be like Roman. Well, I don't ever want to be like Roman Reigns, really. I think I have way more charisma. I'm better on the microphone, so. Standard.
That's a no-brainer, Fame. Come on now. You don't even have to put that out there, man. I see your Snapchat stories.
Oh, man. Those are the best.
And that's my missus telling me, because I ain't got Snapchat. So.
I know. I'm glad that she watches. I'm like, I wonder what she's telling Kenny right now about what I'm saying.
Like, so this is what she goes, look what your boy's doing now. And she just shows me you walking down the street telling this story, and I was like, this guy is telling a compelling story, better than WWE's doing.
Hire OK Fabe and Fame Black.
Yeah, but I tell you what, the reason why I love them, just for a side note, is because you are always honest. No matter what happens, no matter whether it seems bad on you or whatever, or if it makes you look in a bad light, you are just completely honest, and that's why I rate you on that.
I got to I know when the shit call falls down on me. Like, all right, look, that's on me. Like, I know when I'm doing something wrong, man. I'm an adult. I know the difference. I don't try to justify it. I put it like that's the best part. People, I did it because of I did it for The Rock.
Did it for the people. All right, let's talk about Chris Jericho's highlight reel. Drink it in, man. Right, there's three things here, okay? There's Chris Jericho, all right, and then there's Kevin Owens, and then there's hi, baby.
It's the baby.
Yeah, she's here. And then there's Sami Zayn. So Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Sorry, Segheads, you can hear my daughter in the background saying, hi, Daddy. So Sami Zayn, he is obviously, they're going to look to do a finish and a final thing for this feud that they're having, okay? So we've got Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and in the middle is Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
What do you think about Chris Jericho's performance in this segment?
Dude, Chris Jericho might be and this is hard for me to say because I always like Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho might be better than he's ever been as a character in general. I mean, he's just this. Yeah. So you can be pretty great, not as great as me. Like oh man, it's so fan. And for someone like me, if you're familiar with my persona on air, I'm like, take some notes because this is how you do it. This is how you be a cocky. Just drink it in. Oh man, I say that at work now.
Yeah, me and Shugs were just literally just like sending voice notes to each other like, just drink it in, man. And it's just the way he goes, I'm gonna give you a gift, and the gift is Chris Jericho. Drink it in, man. I just loved it. And the way that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn just switch into your dome. So let's go on to the next bit, which is
they're a compelling story, though.
Yes, that's what I want to get to. Those two guys in their story, they were both serious in this bit, which I absolutely loved. Kevin Owens said near to nothing for a long time, which was great, and he allowed Sami Zayn to just push with the mic work. Bravo, Sami Zayn. Oh, man. You made that story come, over more over than it already was. So my question to you is, what is your thoughts on the way these two, so Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, conducting themselves within this segment in terms of telling a compelling story and what's going to happen next?
I mean, it is a good story. It's crazy because if it plays out the way I think it's going to play out, there'll be more. Then they are going to be exactly what I'm talking about with the Shield. There'll be a compelling story that you'll revisit, and you can look at the first night that it started. I mean, you can start it way before that, but if you're a WWE fan, just WWE, then you can start it Kevin Owens' debut night. You can start that story. That's amazing. The night that Sami Zayn won the NXT title, right there, boom, Kevin Owens debuted. They started their feud right there. I mean, if you want to take it back just to that, and if you want to take it back further, you can, and that's what makes it even better. But now you got up to the point where now they went through this play and they went through NXT. Now they're in WWE, and first they weren't even really associated with each other, and now they're having another match, and it seems like it's time for Sami to go over. But even because Kevin Owens has more wins in this whole situation. And they had a match. They had a one-on-one, and Kevin Owens won clean. So I can't remember what pay-per-view that was.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was something. It was this year. I think it might have been Extreme Rules. Either way, so the story keeps growing, and I'm loving every bit of it. In that segment, it told the whole story without being boring. And then you had the end where it's like, listen, as much as we hate each other right now, we can agree that Chris Jericho's an asshole, and let's kick him in the face. And that was a good way to close it out. It's like, all right, let's settle it. Let's do it. And I love the Kevin Owens point. He's like, mine was business, and you're taking this all personal.
Oh, that
I'm a better friend than you.
That explanation was so sick because when you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, he's kind of right.
Right. I love a heel that's kind of right.
Oh my gosh. All right. Let's move on to Jerry Lawler. All right. Jerry Lawler, obviously last week, he got arrested, domestic going on in the house, yada yada yada. She said, he said, she he kind of thing going on. So the charges have been dropped, which means that he is not suspended anymore. Now, right. What do they do here? Do they slowly phase him out? Does he just come back?
He's gonna be the draft would be the best way to do it.
To just phase him out completely?
No, he's not gonna get phased out. He's Jerry the King Lawler.
So he'll just come back in the draft.
Come back in the draft, get drafted to SmackDown. Well, I wouldn't mind him and good old MR being taken to Raw.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like everybody kind of still looks at Raw like, oh, it's Raw, it's the big show. But now if they're gonna run back-to-back nights and both live, I got to make this point. It does not matter anymore what the flagship show is. That shit is over. They're trying to breathe new energy into it.
This stuff is going to be good for Morrow, man. This stuff is going to be good for Morrow because if people don't know already, Morrow obviously calls Showtime, calls Showtime Boxing. Love it when Morrow's on there. He used to do Access TV, New Japan Pro Wrestling. He does MMA. So Morrow knows what he's doing with live stuff. And man, this guy's going to run with it. It's only going to be better for Morrow. I just wish that Corey Graves is... Obviously, they want to keep him on NXT because he's doing such a good job.
He's doing such a good job.
But man, I just love Corey Graves, and I know soon he will get his chance, whether it's at the next draft or whatever. But he will get his chance.
I also want to point out that if you watch the Big Slam Nation when we covered this domestic violence situation with Jerry the King Lawler, I said I think the King is gonna be okay. And everybody's like, oh no, because he grabbed a gun and told that her wife to kill himself or whatever like that. The situation. I knew he was gonna get away with it. He got away with talking to that 14-year-old girl. He got away with beating up the cat, and he'll continue to get away with things. He's the king. It's hard to.
He's the king of Memphis.
Right, he's the king of Memphis. It's hard to actually be mad at him, even though he's probably a terrible person.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
He's probably racist. There's a lot of bad things you could say about Jerry the King Lawler, but he's definitely sexist, if not perverted at best. But he's the man. He has a great charisma. He's a fun guy. So you
he's a fun guy.
I mean, you get with it.
All right, you wanted to talk about the Cruiserweight Classic, so I'm gonna give you your time, sucker.
I just think it's amazing, man. I do. The Cruiserweight, I mean, for my size, I'm 5'8". It's always been appealing to me, the Cruiserweight division. I mean, then you got guys like Eddie Guerrero who can really knock it out of the park. I mean, that's my favorite. And then he grew on to be, a world champion. I know I could say the same thing about Rey Mysterio, but it doesn't feel the same. So, I love the fact that, who isn't in this thing? I mean, I love to see the return of Tajiri. Oh, man.
Did you see that clip? With him and William Regal?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. That was great. And then I know that there's a lot of roster openings up for all these new guys because of the brand split. And I'm excited. I want to see, I would love to see who goes over. Whoosh.
I'm just happy. My man, Ibushi is back and he is on WWE TV. What the fuck? Literally blows my mind. Not only do you have that, right? You have Zack Sabre Jr., my boy. Hey, listen, don't even get me started on good old Zack Sabre. Cedric Alexander, come on. And now we get to see Rich Swann. We really get to see Rich Swann. All right, so I'm looking forward to that. Tyson Dukes, he gets his chance. Tony Nese. It's gonna be great.
Dude, it's gonna be an amazing and the timing of it couldn't be better. When you just had the match, that's everybody saying. Well, half the people are saying that's a match of the year candidate, and Ricochet versus Will Ospreay. It's now the potential for those matches at a better production value is just around the corner. This is a 32-man tournament.
And I ain't looking at no spoilers, people. I am keeping my mind fresh. So we're gonna see. But I'm hoping for a Kota Ibushi Zack Sabre Jr. final. Jeez, it's just crazy. Hey, people, make sure you check out Noam Dar and Jack Gallagher. They are Britain boys. I've seen them wrestle. Jack Gallagher is one unique guy. And if you think Aiden English and Simon Gotch are talking about, being manly and gentleman, and that's old school style of wrestling, Jack Gallagher is another thing. So just make sure you check him out. Okay, guys. So we're going to go to a break and then we'll be back with the interview, the final part of our interview with Diamond Dallas Page. So please don't you miss it.
It's it.
Live from the In the Room studios located in the Net Carrier Enclave, this is the VOC Nation Radio Network.
Hey everyone, it is your favorite knockout, Mickie James, and you're listening to the VOC Nation.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. Thanks for coming on down. It's Save Wrestling, the podcast, and the business-making town. I am your award-winning hostess with the mostest, Shelly Funtime Martinez, and she is my co-host, Dazzling Danielle.
Woo! Hello out there.
And together we are the Martinez Girls. You finally did it. And you can join us here Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern on the VOC Nation as we save wrestling together, Danielle. Fighting crime. Woo!
And we're back. Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, episode 170. It's your boy Kinny Killa out here with the Nature Boy Fame Black.
That was a great way to wrap up that interview.
Hey, they ain't started yet, man. Hey, it's the best tag team in the world, the cutest, the beautifulest, the most gorgeous. We're both 5'8", both manly. His beard game is better than mine.
My beard game is sick right now.
Trying to get mine on, but it's not working. So I gone for the little, the little fade thing going on here with the.
You got the split.
Yeah, I got it, man. I got it. Right. So what we're gonna do right now is introduce the final part of the interview that we did with Diamond Dallas Page. So you've already heard we are up to the parts where he's entered WWE. So we're going to go to the final part now, where we take some questions from the Segheads and he gladly answers them. So guys, here we go.
If talking about moments all the time, if you could, I suppose, relive one moment, maybe from your wrestling career, or maybe from, from the film or anything like that, what moment would you choose to relive the most?
I really don't think like that, because I just, and maybe it would be the world title, getting the first time, because it's the first time that's everything. I think, if I had to relive one of those, or maybe it would be that first, that first match with Randy. I don't know, because it was like the people were so white hot. Like what happened the night before? If it was one moment, it might be the night before. It was the Friday night before we had Spring Stampede, and Arn Anderson came into the locker room. And of course, Randy controlled his own destiny. So he anything that was booked for Randy booked. And he said, Arn came in and said, so Randy, what do you want to do tonight? And Randy was putting on his boots, and I was on the other side of the room, so was I. And he looked up and he went, I think I want to take the diamond cutter. And Arn almost fell over. Me too. I was like, whoa, really? Because I'd never hit him with a diamond cutter before. They always beat the NWO, they always ran to the end. They would run and at the end of the program and beat me up. I remember he had a diamond cutter too, and Virgil or Bagwell, but Randy wasn't going to come close to it. So he said, yeah, I want to take the diamond cutter. So Arn said to me, well, Diamond, I hope you understand what this is for your career. And you have to understand also that Arn, also, who was in the booking committee, at one time told me I was never going to be a top guy. Like right to my face in the meeting, in a heated meeting. And now you're never going to be a top guy. And he basically said because Sting, Flair, Hogan, Luger, or Savage will never put you over. I mean, that was his quote to me. He later on would apologize for that. but bottom line is he said it, at one point. And now Randy's saying he wants to take the diamond cutter. So that's a moment, man. Like, that's a serious moment. And so we go out there and we have our match. And, Randy was a great heel. He would beat you down, and then he would have the crowd going. Even though he was a big baby face, when he worked as a heel, he was a heel, period. And he knew that the quickest way to heat me up was for him to be super, he didn't want anybody to cheer for him ever when he was a heel. And so he would never play to the fans. And so he beat me down, and I had to fight for everything I had that whole match. And finally I blew a comeback, and right in the middle of it, he stopped me. And he said, and he went, slam, diamond cutter. And that was the call. And I flipped into the diamond cutter, and the roof blew off. And now we just laid there. And you could you could feel it. The place was sold out. The intensity was insane. And then I laid over, just threw my hand over him. And 1, 2, 3. It was almost like a moment of silence for a second. And then it exploded. It was so loud. And it was like, I don't know if you guys ever watched Max Smart, but this show had a secret agent show, had a cone of silence where they'd stick it over you so only you two could hear what you were talking about. And it was like the cone of silence came down over me and Randy. And while the people were going crazy, like batshit crazy, he said, Will, I guess we know what we're doing at Spring Stampede. And I just went, now, is he ribbing me? Because I knew what that would do for my career.
Yeah.
You know, and no, he was serious. What he was doing is he was testing the water to see if the people were going to buy it. You know, how were they going to react? And he knew after that the NWO would come out and kill me.
Yeah.
Eventually he would come to his feet and he'd kill me, you know. But, you know, if you're gonna hit, you know, one of the, at that time, would be considered the two top guys in the world, and maybe three. You got to call at that time. It's Hogan, it's Savage, it's Flair.
Yeah.
Like those at the time are the three top guys in the world. You know, and of course Nash and Hall were crazy coming up.
We got some just before we finish out the interview, we got a few quick fire questions from some of our listeners. So we've got a question from Danny Messi. Well, kind of a question, more of a statement, because you answered this question already. The statement was, he said, the night on Raw when you revealed yourself from the blindfold, he said that moment was awesome. We also have a question from Matt Gray. He asked, what is more destructive, the RKO or the Diamond Cutter?
I'll just say, seriously?
Yeah. I love that answer. I absolutely love that answer. It's just a no-brainer. One thing I do want to say about the Diamond Cutter, though, I don't know if you'll remember this, but for me, this is my very favorite Diamond Cutter ever, okay? So we call back to 1998, I think it is. It was not too long before you were tagging with Karl Malone. It was a WCW Saturday night. You're facing Eddie Guerrero. You get him into a powerbomb position and you throw up the diamond sign. I'm thinking to myself, why is he throwing a diamond sign? You know, he's got him in a powerbomb position. You pick him up sort of into a razor's edge position. You spin him round and you give him a Diamond Cutter. Can you remember that?
Are you kidding? Yeah, that's like top three. That's top three ever. And I've got to give credit to the late great Eddie Guerrero. You know, Eddie really was the guy that, if you look back at my career, like, it's very important for the guys to believe in you, you know, the boys in the back to believe, not just the people out there. The boys in the back got to believe they can, you know, you're really starting to step up. And, like, your matches, like, we're sitting around watching them. We're not talking. You know, we're not critiquing them. We're watching them. Like, wow, great move. That was awesome. Oh, great psychology there. Oh, how did he do that? You know what I mean? That's when your boys are sitting back and watching, you know, and giving you props. Then you know that you're winning them over, and they're the hardest critics, of course, that there are. Yeah. And Eddie and I had a program that was right before everything happened and exploded for me with the NWO. And Eddie could do anything. And at our match in Halloween Havoc, like, for me to get a win over Eddie Guerrero because of where he was and where I was at the time, it was pivotal for my career, but I wasn't supposed to win that match. That match that I had hit with Eddie at Halloween Havoc was Eddie was supposed to go over with the frog splash. But what happened was he did a splash off the top rope to me down on the ground earlier. And there's, in between your ribs, there's what's called white cartilage. It's like a white muscle. And white muscle means there's hardly any blood flowing through that. So it's white. And white muscle doesn't heal anywhere near as fast as red muscle. And it takes forever, you know, and when you hurt it, to really heal it. And when you hurt it, it's really painful, especially when it's in between your ribs. Well, Eddie kept going, and I had no idea that he had done that. Because if you watch his work, you don't think he's hurt at all. But he's suffering. And right before I hit the diamond cutter on him, I can't remember what we were going to do, that was going to put him on top, and he goes, Diamond Cutter. I go, what? He goes, Diamond Cutter. I go, Eddie, no. You goes, Diamond Cutter, Diamond. I went, okay, fuck it. It's a Diamond Cutter. You'll see, I didn't even take it out of nowhere. I just grabbed him and went down with him. You know, but he was hurt. He couldn't do it. He couldn't come up with his frog splash. If he'd have called small package and beat me, I would have done it.
Yeah.
You know, but he was hurt. But he's the one who came up with that Diamond Cutter. Yeah. He came up to me, and we were getting ready for the Karl Malone match, and he said, "Hey, Dally," he goes, "How about we do a Diamond Cutter out of Powerbomb tonight?" I said, "How the hell do I do that?" and I said, "Your junk's in my face. I'm going to spin you around." You know, it's funny. It's funny because I watched Randy do that exact one with Ziggler. Mm-hmm. Ziggler is the only guy that I would put out there that would be on the level of a Hennig or a Guerrero. I would love to have worked with fucking Zig. Oh my God, he can do anything. You know, he really can do. If he sees it in his mind, he can do it. Hence that crazy cocky attitude. That's a shoot. You know, because the fucker is that good. You know, he might be the, you know, like normally it's Rey Mysterio size. You know, that doing it. And Zig's not a big guy, but he's not a small guy either. You know, Zig's fucking. You know, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah. So just talking about like a more modern superstar there, like I really want to ask, what was it like this year at I suppose the biggest Mania ever? Like, how was that for you? Like coming out and that was brilliant. I loved when your music hit. It was sweet.
Oh, dude, it blew my mind because you got to remember it's 2 days before my 60th birthday, and you know I have an amazing. If you look at the relationship that I have had with the WWE for the last 5 years. You know, it goes back to the very first Best of Nitro. I nailed that. So they brought me back for the second. I nailed that. When I was there, I told Triple H about Jake moving in. And nobody believed it was going to turn into anything. So I didn't say, listen, I'm going to help Jake turn his life around. What I said was, Jake's living with me. I've never seen him in this spot before. There actually is a glimpse of light that he could actually do it. I'm not saying he will. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing, and I'm filming everything. So I told him all very early on. Then I come back for the Thousands Raw. I'm one of the legends that they bring in for over that period, which is a handful of guys. And then they bring me back again for the Legends Raw again. And they bring Jake out too. Yeah. I mean, that was, I can't tell you what that did for my business because everybody knew that was watching that Jake was working with me. So it sent so many people to my site, it shut it down because of just overloading. Now, understand what that did for me. My business partner, Steve Yu, the director of the Resurrection of Jake the Snake, he had the foresight after that. We had 25 servers. That means every website's got a server. We had 25 of them, and that's why it didn't go down. So Steve put on 25 servers for Shark Tank, which was the difference of me having the money to build the house that Shark Tank built. So that was humongous. But then they bring me back. We do the movie, and they bring me back to do, for the first time ever, Royal Rumble out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. That comes when we're screening Jake's movie at Slam Dance in Park City, Utah. And then they friggin' tell me that, because they always bring me in for the Hall of Fame and stuff, and for Mania. But then they call me and say, "Hey, you're at Mania this year." I go, "I know, I got my tickets." He goes, No, you're at Mania. I go, I'm going to come to the show. No, we want you in one of the matches. I was like, what? And he's like, yes, the Andre the Giant. And he goes, it's going to be 2 of the boys and a superstar. A celebrity nobody knows. He goes, I don't even know who it is yet. I go, dude, how did I get picked for that? He goes, Vince picked you. I said, seriously? He said, yeah. He said, he wanted to know of the boys, the legends, who can actually still work.
Yeah.
So who can go out there? And Dante works all the time.
Yeah.
So obviously he's one, But, I was one of the 12, and he put Diamond in there.
Wow,
that was that. There was a hell of a payoff. But I'd have done it for nothing, just because it was, WrestleMania. It's because it was in front of, 100,000 people. And the WWE always lets me wear my DDP yoga stuff.
It definitely pays off.
It's worth millions. Millions.
Very marketable. Definitely go out there, wear your T-shirt. What we're going to do is finish off with this last question, okay? The question comes from Craig Gilbert. He says, who is your favorite current WWE or NXT superstar, and who has the potential to be the next big star?
The guy that I like the best, I haven't watched in the last month, but they were giving him an unbelievable push, and then it sort of went sideways. I don't understand it. I love Bray Wyatt. I'm a big Bray Wyatt fan. I always love Randy Orton. Think he's amazing. I love that he's doing the RKO and doing it. He made it a different version. It's just like Stone Cold Stunner is a different version. Randy's out of nowhere. That's a diamond cutter. But that's cool, and I tried to get him to do it with his left hand too, because he's like me, he always does it with his right, because we're right-handed, but it's what's happening to the right side of your body every time, because you're not falling flat. You're landing on the right side of your body every time, and it will be chronic at some point. And we talked about it and, laugh about it, and I had a great talk with him and his wife, me and my wife at Mania. Got to hang out for a while, backstage and stuff when we were doing the Hall of Fame thing. And I got a lot of respect for Randy, and I love his work. I was a big fan of his old man, big time. And I like, but that's Bray Wyatt to me. I would have had him break the streak.
Yeah. And
then I started the streak with Bray Wyatt.
Makes sense.
Look at him. He's sort of like me, where you don't realize how big that son of a bitch is. Like, if people see me, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know you were this tall. Well, when you're hanging around Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, friggin' Scott 6'6", friggin' Jake, which he don't look that big next to friggin', friggin' Kev, who's 6'10", legit, they just, you don't look that big. I don't know how people didn't know when you see me against Benoit or Raven, I tower over them.
Yeah.
So, I understand how people didn't catch that, but but Bray's like that. You don't realize how big he is. I mean, he's 6'3", he's 300 pounds. So.
No, well, yeah, that's a good choice. That is a very, very good choice. DDP, we'd like to thank you very much for giving us again the opportunity to interview you. Can you let our listeners know where they can find you on Twitter, Facebook, and your website, and where they can download the DDP Yoga app?
Let's start out with Twitter, @RealDDP, @DDP Yoga. When you finally do see the resurrection of Jake the Snake, please let me know what you think about it. The Facebook, a lot of people, they don't realize how amazing our support system is when it comes to DDP Yoga. Like, we have an area called teamddpyoga.com, and we also, on Facebook, have a DDP YOGA. It's all one word. DDP Yoga, one word. On Facebook, like, don't listen to a word I have to say about the program. Go ask those people. There's over 11,000 people on there, and it's a members only. But as soon as you hit the like button, they're going to accept you, But it's a great place to see how many people that were really helping it. And people help each other because they actually really give a shit about each other. The program, if you're looking to get the app or the DVDs, everything is pretty much on ddpyoga.com. If you want to know about me coming out to the UK, which I'm going to be doing a DDP Yoga tour, and I might throw in one or two spoken words while I'm there, and do a Q&A thing with people as well. I might throw one or two of those while I'm already out there. But it's either going to be in October or April of next year, one of the two. I think it might be October of this year, though. So if you want to know about me coming to the UK, just go to ddpyoga.com or diamonddallaspage.com and sign up on our mailing list, and then you'll know exactly when I'm coming. And last but not least, the app. The app, there's two versions of the app. One's the freebie, and one's a subscription. And the subscription's the one that's got all the workouts and all that stuff on there. But if you just want to try it and see it, just go to your app store, whether it's on Google Play or iTunes, and download it, and you'll get to see everything you want to see. As far as how amazing the DDP Yoga app is. It's got all the tracking, it's got everything, and most of all, it's got the live workouts. And I'm constantly doing live workouts on top of that. What we already have with the DVD series. So you'll never, ever be bored about having to do the same thing over and over and over again, because I never do that either, because I hate doing the same thing over and over again. So that's why I've came up with so many workouts. So it's all there, man. You know where I'm at. You know where to find me. Look forward to coming out to the UK. Hope to see you guys when I actually get out there.
Yeah, that'll be great. So yeah, DDP, thank you very much. Good luck with everything. Good luck with DDP Yoga. And good luck with the resurrection of Jake the Snake. It was an amazing watch. And Seg heads, make sure you all go out there and purchase this, watch this, because it is an amazing, compelling story. So this is your boy Kinny Killa and this No Shady Tom Brady saying bye bye and take care. And there you go. There you have it. Hopefully you've listened to all three parts. And that final part there, I just want to thank DDP and all of his team at DDP Yoga for allowing us to interview him. He has also gladly signed t-shirts from our sponsors, Courage. We sent some t-shirts out to him. He has agreed to sign it, send it back, so we will auction it off so we can send those proceeds to Bristol Mine. He has also taken a picture with wearing his Courage t-shirt so we can use that for Courage publicity. So thank you very, very much, DDP. Make sure you check out DDP. That's at Real DDP. Also check him out at DDP Yoga. Download the DDP Yoga app. Make sure you go to the Jake the Snake movie.com so you can check out the resurrection of Jake the Snake. What a compelling
and it's
story.
on Netflix.
You go. It's on Netflix as well, so make sure you check that out. People, buy all the merch. Just get involved because it is an amazing, compelling story that WWE cannot even tell.
Those are some really good questions that people had for DDP. I thought that was cool too.
Hey, that was nice, man. Nice touch. I just love the one by Matt Gray where he asked, which is better? Which do you find better, the RKO or the Diamond Cutter?
Come on.
He was like, I'm gonna answer that with seriously.
Right. Come on now.
Oh my god. All right, before we finish up, I just want to finish up with our segment that we started a few weeks back. Who deserves to get curb stomped? Okay, so in the wrestling world, you could pick anyone you want who deserves to get curb stomped. So this is my pick. Second time pick for you, Yujiro fucking Takahashi. Fuck you, man. You didn't get picked for the G1 Classic. Fuck you, man. I told you, G1 Climax, you're not in there, dog. Finally, my prayers have been answered. I hate your guts, Yujiro fucking Takahashi. It's over. Curb stomp, you're out of it. Bam. Fame, who do you think deserves to take a curb stomp?
Roman Reigns.
Roll with it.
I'm not a Roman Reigns hater. I'm not as hard on him as most people are. But this, like I said, it really matters it does matter what he took. But man, the fact that he's getting a 24. This would be his second one. Because he had one for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Come on now. There's other superstars. And here's the thing. Is that I don't blame them for trying to have a guy because it worked so well. John Cena being the greatest example of it. Now, people like John Cena. People like other top guys more than John Cena, but John Cena did it for 10 years, which is unprecedented. Even Bruno Sammartino only did it for, 7? He was champion for 7. So John Cena being the man, I understand why they would want to repeat that formula. It's a good formula. But John Cena's a once in a lifetime talent.
Yep, indeed.
He has something that Roman does not have. And though I understand that his time is winding down, Vince, I'll tell you this, and I know I'll put this on your voicemail, Vince, but I'll tell you on the air too. Dude, you should not have waited until John Cena started to get old to try to find a new talent to replace him with. That's not a good strategy, my man. And you are smart at everything else. So I don't take nothing from you, but that, dude, you can't wait it out. You got to find your new guy before your old guy expires. So it's not him. It's not Roman. That's what I want to say. He's good. I still think Roman should be in the main event. He's captivating. He does have the size. He does have the look, but he's not your top guy.
Preach, brother, preach.
And that's a lot nicer of a thing to say than most of the wrestling community has to say about Roman Reigns.
I ain't got nothing nice to say about you, sure. Fucking Takahashi. Oh my god. All right, people. That's the end of the show. I'm just glad that Nature Boy could come on the show. And be a guest today, man. We always do, man. We always do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's more than just the podcast thing. It's like me and you talk. Mm-hmm. So it's completely different. Your wife watches me on Snapchat. That's hilarious.
Let the people know where they can find you on the Twitter, your show, Big Slam, everything, man.
So I have a YouTube channel that will be in use. Finally, right? After all these years. That's how we met, is me doing the show, and then I just was like, nah, I got everybody. I'm not doing that show anymore. But no, I'm actually going to start using it again. I have 3 videos available for upload right now, so I can't wait, starting next week. At Fame Black TV on YouTube, and to reach me on Twitter, to on Instagram, and of course, most importantly, Snapchat. It's at FAME-BLACK, Fame Black. Don't miss out on what 21,000 people already know. My Snapchat is bomb.
Okay. I do not have a Snapchat, and I will not have a Snapchat.
So against the future.
I don't know. I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say that people don't already know, man. Yeah, all right. Fame, thanks. People, you can follow us as at Sunday Segue. Segue spelled SEGUE. Follow me, that's at Kinny Killa, that's KILLA. Ask me any question you want. I tell no lies, man. I tell no lies.
You know what's weird though, Kenny, is that I also heard, like, I had all these suspicions that my phone line was being tapped, but I heard that there was a podcast about it. It was called Tap Line, and you could find it on iTunes and the PW Hustle. Mm-hmm. So that's what I heard, though. I haven't listened to it.
Hey,
I don't think it's true.
It's funny because I heard something about that as well,
Right, it's just like a rumor going around, but I mean, people should look into it. I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my time. Like, I know my phone's being tapped, so.
Listen, I mean, they're tapping into conversations, man, and I wouldn't be surprised if my voice was on there, in the coming weeks. You know what I mean?
Me and you talk a lot on the phone. That would make sense, but. I mean, I don't think it's a real thing, but people should check it out.
Yeah, man, just go into Google and just type in, Tap Line,
Fame
Black.
Oh, you really do.
Oh God! All right, next week we should have our partners in crime, Max Wrestling, on the show. That's Dazzy Lee, Craig Phoenix, Pam. We should have them on the show. Also, we should have Emrod, Michael Rodriguez. He'll be making return to the show. And maybe Sharon Watson. Maybe Sharon Watson will return to the show also. So make sure you check that out. And if you don't like that, actually, before I do that, make sure you check us out on the flip side, guys. Check us out on the flip side. Sunday Segue TV with me and No Shady Tom Brady, giving you the best in New Japan Pro Wrestling, episode 20. We are looking at previewing the G1 Climax, which is coming up for you in 2 weeks' time. So make sure you check that out. And if you don't like that, you can choke on that slap nuts. Woo!